So while the gala's happening, while everybody's dressed up for the gala, what was Barry doing?
I was in Barry mode, full Barry mode.
Full Barry
mode. My alter ego.
But Barry was in straight Barry mode until like 2 in the morning on Saturday night.
Well,
But what happened? You get one with clean oil. If the bearings have been done, great. If not, do the bearings. The throttle actuators will go. Do them. We're talking about it's
a supercar.
We're talking about an F1 engine in a sedan, okay? So, it's like you got to do it. You can't just like, I think I'm going to rev the piss out of this car while the oil is sitting at, I don't know, 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hey, so welcome back to another episode of In the Driver's Seat with ABS. Before we start this episode off, remember to hit like, subscribe. Be sure to comment after you watch this podcast. Let us know what you think.
DM me below.
You literally said that you were going to sit still and you're moving everywhere.
Okay, well, listen. We were a little underprepared with the chair situation.
Okay, continue.
And I'm the most mature in terms of sitting still.
The good news is there's lots of time to improve here. It's all set.
It's all set. All right.
Well, it would have been improved 36 minutes ago, but...
Well, if we'd brought the right chairs.
Great job, guys.
Yeah, great job. We're happy to be back.
Happy to be back. Feels like a long time since the three of us have sat down together.
It has been a long time.
Which has been a while.
Yeah.
But we just finished our Concours Motorweek. We're a couple weeks into October, and I mean it's wild how fast it came and went. But I think it was a really successful event. We had a little bit of rain there, but the rain never stopped us. And
gotta have rain.
And I was so blown away by the quality of cars that were on the field at the breakers. Mm-hmm. I think this was the best year yet in terms of the cars that were on the Concours field.
I agree.
I walked out onto that field and I had a moment to myself where I was like, this is insane.
Every class was absolutely packed to the brim with crazy stuff. I mean, you had that small icons class.
Yeah, those are cool.
With the lot of Italian coach-built cars.
Yeah, those are really cool. I've never seen those cars.
Yeah, it's crazy to see them in person compared to when you see them in the book or when you see them on a spreadsheet and then they're right in front of you. It's like, holy shit.
Well, that's the thing for me is I'm not involved. I don't think you're not either, but we're not involved in the selection, or I don't know what's going to be on the field. So for me, when I'm when you're directing the cars to me to put them down the road to the field, I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like every single...
Don't get us demonetized with your cuss words.
Can you not say that?
That's fine.
Are we gonna get canceled?
But that was my reaction. I was like, every single car that came through was new to me because I didn't know what was coming other than what, we stored for
even
people.
even when you see them ahead of time on a spreadsheet, or because I'm on the emails when they apply.
Yeah.
But even if you look at photos of them, which I do for some of them, until you see them and hear them and smell them in person, it's a completely different experience.
Smell them.
But I can't get too excited because that means there's 185 distractions on the field. And I could, of any single car, I could just spend an hour with.
Yeah, you're in the zone.
And it's like, it's work. You got to stay focused.
Well, you're one of them. You're the core component of that day. So for me, I'm, just following your lead and going. So it's that was crazy. I couldn't. I remember seeing the car that won Best in Show go down, and I was like, there's certain cars that you see that come in and you're like, okay.
And that guy was a legend.
Well, that guy's a legend, and it was actually really ironic because that's the first time I've gotten any sort of connection with a Best of Show car, because on Saturday we had the tour. Tour goes to Bellevue.
Pouring rain.
Yep, pouring rain. So 1:45, the cars leave, and this car,
the Delage
that ended up winning Best in Show, the starter won't engage. So I ended up working with the owner and Scott Sargent to try to figure out a plan for this and figure out what we were going to do with this, because it's sitting on the side of the road in the rain. And I ended up just looking at it for about 15 or 20 minutes while we put together a plan, called a tow truck, and got it to Park Place, where they were able to re-engage the starter, get it working, and get it to the field the next day so it could win Best of Show. So it was the first time I had become connected in any sort of way with a Best of Show car.
I just thought of something.
Let's hear it, Shot. This is great.
This is great secret to winning Best in Show.
Let's hear it.
At Audrain Concours.
I know what you're gonna say. Yep. Let's hear it.
The past 2 years, So this year and last year with the Bentley, both cars have been at Park Place
Like prior to the show.
Ooh.
prior to the show.
That's a great point.
So that could
is
be the
true.
secret.
you know what else is crazy?
Our
Park Place.
Park Place is our storage facility in Portsmouth on
And
the
you can
northern
store
part of
cars
the
there.
island.
I've got another secret.
What's that?
One of our favorite volunteers, Bob Heinrichs,
Yeah.
has been the class host for
Wow.
the last 2 best of shows.
Wow.
So
So we're on to something.
So we're onto something here.
We're not saying anything.
store your car with us. A,
Contact Bob Heinrichs.
you're in.
Yep.
Dude,
All set.
I can't get over the rivets on that car. It's kind of like, it reminded me of the Type 57 Atlantique or whatever.
It was a 38. It was a 38.
37.
37 Delage for those who.
the rivets, just like how
Sam, put a
the
picture of the
fins
car.
on the top, and
The-
that car is
It was
stunning.
Well, and you know, he drove it from New Hampshire. Well,
Yeah.
the car's from Switzerland. He shipped it to this country, across the pond, brings it to New Hampshire, drives it down for the event,
300
does
miles.
the tour in the rain,
He did 300
fixes
miles.
the starter.
That's how you
gets
do it.
it
But
to
that's
the
how you
event.
do it.
So
That's
cool.
like a real deal.
And he was
And
so
wins Best in
happy.
Show.
Wins Best in Show.
You gotta, if you haven't seen our video, we did a great recap of the Saturday and Sunday of the concours. And when he wins Best in Show, he is like, you could tell how happy he was. He was ecstatic to win. It
Got
was
the trophy
awesome.
there, lights up a dart. It was just fantastic. It was like
yeah, he's
such
like
a vibe.
feeling it.
Yeah,
But I mean, honestly though, the cars that were contending for Best in Show.
Yeah.
How about the car that was sitting right here?
Yeah, the
where we're sitting?
Mercedes? Oh.
The first Mercedes
Well,
to
the
win
W194.
Le Mans.
So the
It's
funny
like-
story about that is, I get a phone call. We're running around like crazy for, prior to the show that whole week and the week before. And we do, for customers, we store cars for individuals who are coming to the show, make it easy. And, we like to take care of people. So I get a phone call. It was probably like 5 o'clock. Can you just run to car storage? There's going to be a Mercedes being dropped off in about 15 or so minutes. I was like, okay, no problem.
A Mercedes.
And yeah, just that was it.
Yeah.
And so I get to car storage and a white minivan pulls in, and it's the caretaker for this car. And I'm like, oh. And I
Sean's
was
like, it's probably not a
are you
C300.
are you here for the Mercedes, the owner of the Mercedes? He goes, no, I'm the caretaker for the car coming. So immediately, this isn't just a Mercedes.
It's not a C3.
Right. So then the truck comes, and then comes off the first and only winning Le Mans Mercedes. It's the, what was it, a 51?
Yeah.
Was it a 51?
W194.
W194. I mean, this is
I have
literally
pictures.
a priceless
I have
car.
cool pictures I took of it sitting in
sitting
this
right here,
spot.
and and we were just like, okay.
Well, and almost the craziest part of that situation when Sean became basically the handler for the car is that the car gets off a plane at JFK.
Prior. It got picked up at JFK before coming here because it was overseas.
They
at an
left
event.
it in the rain.
Oh, wow.
They left it in the rain
For
yeah.
like a couple hours.
Oh,
so
my God.
So it
when
was soaked.
the first time I saw it, we had 2 of those industrial fans.
Yeah.
We had the doors up,
Yeah,
and
the caretaker
on each
and
sill, we had big industrial fans sucking
Dried
air
out.
out of the vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. We had to get, and he was,
Not happy.
understandably. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a priceless car essentially, and
It's priceless.
So when I did the Mille Miglia with Donald a couple of years ago, there was a couple of them that participated in the race, and I think it was the Mercedes Museum that did it. And the way that it works is so Mille Miglia cars are from 1927 to 54,
Yeah.
and the early cars start first in the day, and then the later cars
'Cause they're the
start after
fastest.
because they're faster. So being that Donald and I had a car from 1940, we were kind of in the middle there, and then every day at like lunchtime, we'd be like, "Up, here it comes,"
You can hear it?
and you could see it in the mirror, and then it'd go like blow
Cook.
by us like we were standing still. That car is nuts at
Yeah.
full throttle.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
Yeah, I
Very,
think
very
this is the
fast.
only privately owned one.
Wow.
I think that was
Wow.
my favorite car at the event.
I know, and it was,
and to get up
and
close
and the
with it.
caretaker was an awesome guy, and he it's hilarious because it's one of those cars that when you look at it, it's something, but if you're not a car person, it's like, oh, it's just like a goofy looking Mercedes or
Yeah,
something, like a
yeah,
roundish Mercedes.
No.
But
Yeah.
there was so much to that car, and you know, we took it after the show. I made sure he followed. You know, I brought him to the truck, and he just drove through Newport in it, and it's just like a hilarious thing. It's just like what how do you even describe that?
Yeah,
you know?
That class was pretty stacked. That Jaguar D-Type, that car
Yep.
sounded
D-Type.
so good
Yeah.
when it was coming on the low entryway to the breakers, and it you know, made the turn to go get the
What was that
packet from you.
Ferrari that won that class? Beautiful car, but I don't know what model it was.
Yeah,
I
that
don't-
was a crazy car.
250 mm.
Oh yeah. That 250 Mille Miglia.
Oh, it's
That
a Mille
thing.
Miglia,
Those
yeah.
were on the Mille Miglia as well, and
It's
straight pipe.
I mean, that's
V12
another-
through the tunnels. Oh my god.
I mean, these cars
There had to have been like
That was my favorite
300
class.
million on the field.
easy. And
Like
Yeah.
multiple cars. I mean, the Gullwing and that alone have
Yeah,
to be
just it.
25 million just
the
together.
Gullwing alone is probably that. And then, you know, every class, you know, the early class with the Simplex that was up for best in show,
Yeah,
that
that was
was
awesome.
A Simplex that was owned by the Vanderbilts, you know, at one point. And, you know, the show is in Newport at the Breakers.
Yeah.
Who own, you
Full
know,
Yeah,
circle
that car
moment.
was
you know, that was
probably
a
in the
full
yard at
circle
some
moment.
point.
I kind of was wishing for that one to win, but you know, I thought
Well,
it
it
would have
would've
been a
been
good
fitting.
story.
I mean,
Every car that was up for best in show is just an incredible story, and they
Yeah.
were all very happy. You know, I think the car that won and the owner and the story of the car was just so cool. But
Well, Sean,
you
you
know-
spent a lot of time at the Breakers on Saturday and
Yeah,
Sunday.
the Breakers-
Now, didn't you?
yeah,
So
we
can you
did.
explain to me what
No
you were doing
Problem
on
Boulevard round
So
two.
while the gala's happening, while everybody's dressed up for the gala, what was Barry doing?
Barry, I was in Barry mode, full Barry mode,
Full Barry
my alter
mode.
ego.
You have that. There's a. I can see a clear shift between Sean, Barry, and then also like stressed Barry, and like stressed Barry just has this look on his face, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna bother him.
But Barry was in straight Barry mode
No,
until like 2 in the
you get it
morning
done.
on Saturday
Well,
night.
it was.
But what happened?
What happened? Well, obviously it rained, and last year we all know the story of the road. If you don't, last year there was a lot of rain, and the Breakers has essentially, was it 200 yards?
It's
It's
long.
150 yards.
150 yards entryway to the main field, which doesn't drain. So
It's all grass.
it's all grass, doesn't drain. It creates a mud mess. The grass gets ripped up, everything. So last year we scrambled and had to put plywood down. The story of the road, otherwise known as No Problem Boulevard, which we made a sign for.
Hey,
Marvin
Sean,
made a sign.
great
for.
job.
Yeah, Marvin made a sign for. So Sam, if you have a picture, put it up. So this year we got material, Benchester source material, to make a temporary road.
Duradeck mats.
It looked
Shout
awesome.
out Bridgewell.
So we put
looked
them, we put
awesome.
them
It
down.
was super
Yeah, it worked
Ben
professional.
really well.
Mercer and team put them down prior to. I think they went down like Tuesday or Wednesday before the
They
show.
went on Thursday or Friday.
Okay,
Doesn't-
whatever, close. And
It was Thursday.
so they were already down,
I got it.
preparing for the rain.
Yep.
Everything was set. Louis also did a great job kind of managing that.
Louis our head engineer.
Head engineer / docent / the man.
Get it done.
Well, he's been helping out with us for
Yeah,
many years
forever.
now.
Before
Park
all
Place,
of us.
everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, the road went down, but we had a ton of rain again, right?
On Friday.
Friday and Saturday.
And a little into Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes. So there was a ton of rain again. So
So where we had the Duradeck mats, the entryway, no problem.
no problem.
When we got around that, we
Big
got
problem.
problems. As we
So
say.
when you exit where we created the road onto the main field, this year at the stage area, if you will, there was a large building that our presenting sponsor A Long and Song, I know I said it wrong,
I think
constructed this incredible structure
it was so
for the
sick.
show. I mean, it was
was sick.
beyond amazing, and they essentially created a showroom for their watches, and their timepieces are just
dope.
are out of control.
Yeah,
how
that
great they
giant
are.
watch in the
But
center.
what you have to do is you have to build the structure, right? So we had no problem getting everything down to the main field, but once you got to the main field, there was a forklift that just absolutely, it wasn't designed for the weather that we had, and it just decimated the field from about where the road ended to where the
stage is.
where the stage is, where the cars drive up. So it's in a very important part of the field.
Probably the most important part.
Probably the most important.
Yeah.
And we had a moment again where we were like, okay, we may not be able to drive cars to the stage because of how destroyed it was. But luckily, you know, with
Barry,
with our team, no, well, it was Ben and Marvin and
Barry
and Byron. Byron helps us with a lot of our landscaping needs, and they came up with a plan. We got, I think, 200 yards of mulch.
Wow.
And we not only mulched under, so we lifted all the temporary road material and we put mulch under that. So they mulched that, the center, because even though we had that temporary road, it was still super muddy. Mud was getting on the temporary road. So we put mulch all under that. And then we mulched all the way to the stage and compacted it. And then pressure washed the temporary road, so all the mud was gone.
It worked.
Wow.
It worked really well. And if you look at pictures, if there's any video of, you know, the staging area, you see the team after a car goes by working the mulch to make sure it was flat. And the problem was, well, the challenge was, if you were, for me, calling cars up to the stage, I couldn't have a car sit in the mulch because once it started, it would just spin, and there's tarp under there.
Correct.
It would pull the tarp up. So you had to wait past where the mulch was and basically have them build momentum up.
Yep.
They would still dig a rut, and then you'd see the guys working the mulch to make sure it was flat and not deep. So it was great. It was a good team effort.
No, it was executed very well. There was also when we first got there, I think it was like 2 p.m. on Saturday, shortly after the tour.
Yep.
You know, we have this giant screen on the field for people to see everything. We play Mansions of Motor Cars. We play all of our stuff.
Yeah.
All the videos, cars going up, presenters, and this screen is on a trailer, and it weighs about 10,000 pounds, and it was stuck in the mud at the end, and we couldn't get it out. We finally got it out, destroyed that whole area, and we were just like, we're not going to have a screen this year because we had no option. So what we ended up doing is the next morning, first thing, we brought this Sunday morning, of the day of the concours. It was like 5 a.m. Yeah, 5 a.m. We brought the screen down. Not going to happen again.
Sean is looking at me. I'm talking to Sean and the guy from, what's the company that does it?
ATR. Yeah.
And we're standing there, us three, and Sean's like, we're not doing a screen. And I kind of look at him, and I'm like,
we can't do a screen.
I'm like, look, logistically, I don't disagree, but like, we need a screen.
Yeah, so what we decided was like, okay, go stage. We're going to pull you out. So we had to back the truck down. And this is like 30 minutes before all the vendors have to come in because we couldn't load everyone in on Saturday.
Yeah, we got vendors.
Because of the rain. So we have to load literally all the vendors, all the cars, everything Sunday morning.
Yep.
And this truck is backing up the road with the screen like 15 minutes before all the... But it worked. And then we got everyone in, got all the cars in. It started to dry out, and then when the cars were staging on the field, we brought the screen in again, and he was able to finally get it set up.
So when we were flying the drone, like everything looked so amazing. Like I think it was the best looking one so far.
Well, how about this? So back to Louis, did a fantastic job and dedicated handfuls of hours to digitizing the layout this year.
Yep.
So he was able to use his company's equipment to digitize it and then take
scans.
I cannot even
does math.
Does engineer stuff.
Items, things are happening.
Has a fancy screen.
Yeah, and he was able to lay out the field perfectly so that everything lines up.
No, it looked really, really good.
So, and then you've got a team of Don Schneider, Rick and Tommy Boyer, Louis, Alex Fafinsky, who lay it out on Thursday to a T, and it was perfect. So it really worked out really well.
The symmetry, and plus the water and the sun and the glimmer,
the moon and the wind and the fire,
all that, earth, wind, and fire.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but the show, I thought the show was very good. I think for the most part, everyone was very happy. All the participants, and I talked to. And I think this year, I think we say this every year, but we continue elevating. And I've had multiple people call, and I've talked to people who've participated, and they said this is now like
it's
this
fun.
is the event.
I've heard from multiple people. They're like,
really
you can
fun.
keep the other events. We're coming.
Yeah,
This is our focus.
And there was specifically one who big, very crazy car collection. He's been restoring a very special car for years, and I know. I mean, I've seen it when I've been to the shop it's at, and I've seen
me what it is
during the process. And
I think that's a no.
I know he
was at the show this year because his son had a car in the show, and he said, I was thinking about debuting this car at Pebble next year, but I'm gonna do it here.
Whoa, that's wild.
deal.
Hell yeah.
So
Big deal.
More importantly, the 30 under 30 class. Those guys were cool. There's some great cars this year.
There were. I wasn't able to spend a lot of time over there, but
Shout out Adam. Adam's our friend, and he actually won his 30 under 30 class with his VW bus.
Oh, cool.
And he on the tour he actually got to bring Parker from Vehicle Virgins and Daniel Mack's right hand guy Blake on the tour, so he got to drive with them, and that was a cool experience for him. And with it fully. All the people in the bus, it was a little bit more weight than what he was used to, so he could only do 40 or something. But he had a blast, and I think he was blown away to win. He was shocked. I saw his face, and he couldn't get over it. Then we had Henry from Donut Media, who did this great video series, really starting it off with Jay at Jay's Garage, where he drove his Suzuki. What kind of Suzuki is?
X90.
Suzuki.
He grew up in Middletown, didn't he?
Yeah. That or North Kingstown.
No,
but
Middletown.
Okay, he's a Rhode Island guy.
So he's from the island.
And he. Can you imagine someone from the island going all the way to L.A. and back? It's pretty wild. Most people don't leave the island.
Yeah, there's usually an airplane for that.
But he drove.
Good point.
He drove all the way from California out here, and he had
he restored it,
fully restored the car on the way, and collabed with a bunch of different shops and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
really good idea.
helped him build the Suzuki, and then he made it out here, did a great video, and then he won as well. It was a tie for first place.
He did a video at Jay's Garage, and Jay was like, "If you don't win, the car is mine."
Yeah,
and it was
video.
the funniest thing ever.
Well,
so
he's
I
like,
guess
"What was this car before you bought it? A boat anchor?"
Yeah, a lot of rust on that piece.
Dude, when he was doing his video with Jay on the field, Jay's he's like, so I'm gonna get the car, right? And he's going like this. He was so excited to potentially get another car.
Dude, there's so many stories, man. It's there's 4 days of it, and
this is just the Concours. I mean, we didn't
even talk about the gathering.
Yeah, the gathering was a whole nother thing.
Animal.
Yeah.
And then the Bonhams auction, which was a whole nother thing. And
we got some cars.
Yeah.
Like the one behind us.
Tell us about this show.
This is
hello.
Yeah, the Bonhams auction was awesome. They sold everything. They did a white glove auction, which is I think the second or third.
What does that mean?
Means they sold everything.
Oh,
well,
white glove.
they did that here for the veteran car tour as well.
Car tour as well. Means that every lot sold, which is
it's awesome.
As good as it gets for an auction
Helps them
house.
for the cleanup.
Yeah. But there were some really awesome lots, really cool cars. One of my favorite lots was a 1928 Seagrave fire engine.
Oh yeah,
that got delivered to Park Place prior to the a week before.
And it's black too. It's not.
It's like a bluish black, with gold leaf, and it got delivered, and I was like, oh man, this thing is straight. I'm like, big truck.
Yeah, Barry's Transportation LLC.
Straight 8, huge displacement engine. The thing is in immaculate shape. Everything works.
Sean was sweating.
I was like, I need this. And then we ended up actually acquiring it as part of the collection, as well as the Chief 1941 Cadillac that was a Chief fire.
You need to drive.
It's just
thank God we got the Chief.
No, I'm the fire engine. Listen, I'm dedicated fire engine driver. But right here, this Alpha, I don't know what year it is, but
it's from the 1900s.
It's from the 1900s.
It's a Giulia.
Era.
Great job.
It's a modified Giulia from the 60s.
It's modified. You can drive it on the track and the road, but this car there's certain, we get to drive a lot of cars. Fortunate part of what we do.
I bet it sounds
and there's certain cars
glorious.
like
the induction noise is it's
well, there's
nuts.
certain cars that you kind of have a preconceived notion going into. Like we've driven a lot of classic. Like this car, I have not been surprised about how much I've enjoyed a car in a while since driving this.
I want to drive. Oh my god, the Italian stereotypes would just flourish.
Well, I mean,
if
you just look.
that.
I mean, this is. I'm sure from any angle you're looking at right now,
It's
you
so
can tell it's not
sexy.
stock.
It's
You
not
got-
stock?
Yeah.
Is that car stock,
I
guy?
mean, but you got the wide body going on. You got the full roll cage, race seats. There's no key.
There's no key.
There's just
You
a battery
start,
cutoff.
and
Love that.
everything is exposed. And you see everything.
Basically, the car does not want to drive below 2,000 RPM.
2,500 RPM, it just chokes out. But once you get above that, it's like
It sings. It's like
and it just it's so good.
I want to
really
drive
good.
it so bad.
it's serious. It's really serious. So that was a great acquisition.
Porsches are better, but this is good.
The forbidden P word. Hey, we made it. I don't know how many minutes we've been into this.
That's true.
Probably like 20 minutes.
Great job.
Great job. Oh, dude, you keep rejecting. The both of you are so
I got
mean
you.
to me.
I got-
Thank
oh.
you. I went for that so fast because I knew you.
Anyway,
Nice try, Chief.
we got this
Great
car.
job.
This car is spectacular, and it's definitely one of the cars that I've had the most fun driving in a very long time. And yeah, it's I would never say I would love an Alfa Romeo as much as I
Well,
love
Jeremy
that.
Clarkson always said every car guy needs an Alfa Romeo, but it's like I don't want to fix it. Dude, the other day when they
Alfa
were working on one at
Romeo.
Park Place, Mike Nunes and Ben, and they're trying to get it started, and Ben goes, "Turn the radio off." It's like that's the story with Alfa Romeo. It's like they're so stupid that they're so fun to drive, but when something's wrong, it's like, is it even worth it?
I want one so badly. Oh God.
You know what they
Sell
say?
the Boxster.
Yeah. To what? How much?
You're a big
was that?
Porsche guy now, anyway. So you like Porsche more than Ferrari and Alfa, anyway. So it's
Well,
fine.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not.
I know
I'm not-
you do, so-
I'm not admitting anything.
It's,
Owning an Alfa might be worse than a Ferrari because the return is not as great.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. But like, if you can afford it, and
like a modern
like, who
or
cares?
like any Alfa.
I mean, it's like I was looking at a quadrifoglio. I mean, dude, I was looking at a quadrifoglio.
What about
God.
What about the Alpha Giulia?
Don't even get me started.
You gotta cut that out.
I don't even.
Donald's car.
Oh, that's where I was going.
Yeah,
That's where I was going.
If you want to get a recall,
I'm looking at a quadrifoglio, and one of our docents, Ryan, used to have one, a Giulia,
Yeah.
and he was starting to have all sorts of these issues.
like everyone else.
Steve Haas has a Giulia too.
He had
He
one.
had one.
Oh, he
for
had
like 6
one.
months.
But I
he
think
lemon lawed it.
he did lemon law it because it went to back
Steve's
to
a
the
big
dealership
flipper.
like 9 times, I think, and
yeah.
it also left him stranded.
So, anyways, so Ryan's like, I got a problem with my sunroof. So the sunroof like cracks up. Only one side of the sunroof.
Oh, no.
Up. And it was that
Did it
point
just
where
shatter?
I was like, no, it was just like wonked out. And I'm like, all right, so I guess that's it for my Alpha dream.
I think the quadrifolios are probably better from at least from like what I've
To
heard
drive.
and
I mean,
read.
dude.
Well, and also in
I've
terms
told
of reliability,
you the story of
it's a
the
more
guy I met
expensive
at
car.
Cars and Coffee. This was like
I also have
this is
one,
like
but you go first.
2016, right when the quad comes out, and this guy pulls in with one on like dealer plates, like brand new, and I'm like, how do you like this thing? And he goes, well, let me put it this way. I just sold a brand new F80 M3 for this, and I will
Whoa.
never buy another BMW again. And I was
Whoa.
like, have a
We'll
good
talk.
day.
We'll
That's
talk in
big-
3 months.
that's big praise.
Like, whoa. Yeah, we'll talk in
And
3
the
months when the
F80
window doesn't go down.
The F80 is a great car. I love
It is,
driving an
yeah.
F80.
What generation is that?
That's
Like
the one before they
G80's
went
the
to
new
the
one with the
bucktooth.
big grill, and then the one before that was
Yeah.
the F80. Sean keeps sending me BMWs. It was a great
Dude,
day the other
it's-
day. All of our coworkers
Listen,
were sending me BMWs.
My second car was an E46 330 Ci, and my dad, the first BMW he had was that generation, the what is it?
E60.
E60
5 Series.
Did that have a lot of problems?
My dad too.
X-
My dad had an E65 35, which
I
got
fuck-
me.
I
into BMWs.
loved that
So
car.
here's the thing.
But the
Go ahead. You
No,
finish.
take it from
no,
here.
I insist.
No, let me butt in
No,
here.
you're not.
No.
Okay, so you go ahead.
Great job.
All right, so I'll go. So
Great job.
Sean
that was
said,
the car. That was the car I drove when before I had my license to go get like
Dude,
pizza and
you're
stuff.
criminalizing
the E60.
Yeah. So that
Great
car,
job.
that was the first generation of
Great
the
job, Sean.
iDrive, right? First generation of iDrive,
Yep.
wasn't it?
Yep.
So like that
It was
You know,
great.
it had the first generation of the iconic like Bing, you know, the seatbelt
Oh,
Bing.
yeah.
You know, like everything
I love
about
it.
that car, I was like,
That
you know,
that generation E60, E90 took BMW into the
to the
future.
next level.
Yeah.
And the ultimate version of that car was the M5 with the V10.
Oh yeah.
So Sean's starting to send me, you know, what do you think
Because
about
I
manual E60s?
Manual
M5s?
E60, okay. You could fit a family in the. I can fit River and Bromley in the back. 2
They're
car
great.
seats, no problem.
Here's the
It's
thing.
comfortable. It's-
People, Alec, you know, for one of them, Alec was our guest a few episodes ago. Everyone complains about maintenance on those. Here's the thing.
Why?
Get a PPI, okay? Get a Blackstone test. Run the oil. If there's
What's a
metal shavings in the
Blackstone
oil,
test?
that means you get an
Yeah.
oil sample. You send it to
And it
Blackstone
sees
Labs.
if how many
it's free. They
shavings
send
are
you a
in
whole
the-
kit.
yeah.
Get the oil. Send it to them. It's all free. Just pay for shipping. They test the oil. If there's any metal in the oil, that means the rod bearings are either going or gone.
Wouldn't you just replace them anyway?
It's like, but
It's-
you basically
it's
stay
things
away.
you would probably wanna
But the
do.
reality is,
Yeah.
you get one with clean oil. If the bearings have been done, great. If not, do the bearings. The throttle actuators will go. Do them. We're talking about
It's a supercar.
We're talking
Yeah.
about an F1 engine
Yeah.
in a sedan. Okay,
So-
it's like you got to do it. You can't just like, you know, I think I'm going to rev the piss out of this car while the oil is sitting at, I don't know, 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
So-
Let them warm up and do the
Yeah.
maintenance.
I have a question. Why'd you have to look at your watch for 95 degrees?
Don't you know
'Cause
that
it
my
tells
watch
temperature.
has the
Got
temperature?
it.
Yeah.
It's all set.
Mine does
Understood.
that because it's the
I just-
Apple Watch.
I
It
just
does
like my
everything.
watch.
Yeah, got it.
But so the Alec with his E60, he had his.
He just sold it.
He just sold. Well, he likes to flip cars, but he his had the SMG. So
They all do. That's
well,
what I've,
it's
All of them do.
the ones with the stick are probably slightly more reliable, but he had
they're
to
also double the price. I noticed.
Well, which
Well, so Sean's sending me stuff, and I'm on Facebook. There were probably 12 on Facebook. 3 of them are from the Bronx.
Yeah.
All automatic.
Yeah.
The one good one, the one that was a manual, was an Alpine White over
Ooh.
Cardinal,
Which is like
LCI.
Wow.
Wait,
whoever ordered that.
I want to meet that guy. and
Yeah.
just, you know.
Because that was when no one was. that was when
Yeah,
no one
handshake.
was. No, that was when no one was ordering.
All of them are
Crazy
black on
stuff.
black
Well,
or blue on black.
one of our members of the museum and was the first docent at the museum.
Yeah. Dave Melker.
Dave Melker, he's got
Still has one.
He
Yeah,
has
he'll
his
never sell it,
blue
though.
over tan
Never.
E60 with a stick, and that car is like
How many
immaculate.
miles are on that? Do you know?
55K.
Yeah, but I don't know. As long, like Ben was saying, as long as you do the preventative stuff and like be prepared to like set
It's
aside
like, look, oil changes, $350.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that.
yeah. But like it's
The thing
you're
is,
probably
you
not gonna
can't-
put a
what you're
ton of
getting,
miles
though.
You
on it
can't
anyway.
get into one of the, like, people buy them with the SMG for like 15 grand if you've got 120,000
Yeah, but
miles,
they buy it for
and
the
then
badge.
they're like,
They buy it for the badge.
well, and then they rev the piss out of it,
Yeah.
and they wonder why goes wrong.
Well, it's kind of like you look at like my Boxster, right? The first gen Boxster. So many of those cars are just like, because they were so cheap for so long, people just didn't take
Right.
care of them. And it's the same thing with the E60.
It's
They were
the-
so cheap for
right.
so long. People buy them. Oh, I can buy this for X amount. But
Yep.
don't realize that you're gonna have to put a lot into
Exactly.
it to make
is the
it good.
E60? Here's a question: is the E60 kind of like the 996 of
Nah.
BMW
in a way.
because of the headlights?
People don't love how they look.
I love 'em.
I love
I
how
think
they
they're
look.
It's like
the-
it's so
one of the best
Especially the
iconic to me.
M5.
Yeah,
And they're so comfortable. They're so athletic.
They're very fast over
They're
100
fast.
Dude,
miles
those
an hour.
M5s, you watch videos of them like on the Autobahn above like 130.
Dude, just
they
cruising.
continue to
Yeah.
gain speed.
Yeah.
Because it's just a top end.
and they're
engine.
comfortable, and you're just.
It's so
So
good.
you like actively want one with the stick?
He's
Well,
thinking
I
about
actively
it.
want one. Can I buy one? No. But do I actively want one? Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a good answer.
Do you think there's like a realistic plan for like the next like year or so to find one, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna rob you. I'm gonna sell your Boxster.
Sure.
It'll be
actually-
fine.
it's
Everything will
actually
be
a good
great.
plan.
Speaking
No,
of
I mean, I realistically like, yeah, I mean, I can't, obviously, I have a family, right? So I
Barry's
have
looking
to,
at a new truck, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
We'll reveal it when it comes
Yeah,
in.
that's priority one is getting a new family car. But priority two is if I do whatever my next car is, it needs to be, can have 2 car seats at least, but I want it to be fun. I'm not saying like,
Would you consider doing like an E90 M3 with a stick? That's probably more reliable than the
There are
E60.
more of those, too.
More available, probably more fun around here.
No.
No? What's M5? Hey, I respect it.
No, I think the 5 Series, because the 5 Series, it just makes more sense for my life.
Yeah,
but also,
I get that.
like that
Bear's
car,
a 5 Series guy. Like he's
that
a
car,
distinguished.
that was
He's a
like
big
again,
boy car.
I had the 3 Series. I didn't have an M3, but I love that car. I
Was it a ZHP or was it?
No, it was automatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was living the cruise lifestyle,
We call that clocked in, Barry.
When you're 330. It was a 330 Ci.
12 o'clock.
But it had the M3 wheels.
Oh hell yeah!
Reps probably. But.
This was an E46.
Huh? E46 black. I'll try and find a picture of it. Black and tan.
That's nice.
With nav.
Oh
wow, that was big back in the day.
04 baby.
Okay.
Wow.
What was I saying? So yeah, the 5 Series, like I said, my dad's first expensive car, right? So, and it was just I love that car so much, and I don't know. I always
remind you of your
icon.
childhood if you get one. That'd be cool.
He had a 5. He would never get an M5, but it was.
I remember when my dad he ordered a 535, which is the same thing.
That was the exact car my dad had.
And it was same thing. First real deal. He always said it went way overboard with this car, but sport package, rear wheel drive, summer wheels, winter wheels.
Yep.
Oh, that was legit.
That was the same thing.
Was it a stick or
no? And that was the first year with the N54.
Yep.
And I remember asking my dad, Dad, why don't you just get the M5?
Yeah, it's okay,
not knowing what a V10 is when I was 12, and he's like, basically, there's just more of a shot of you winning the lottery than me buying the 5.
Back then, trying to convince your I would always try and convince my dad. I was the kid who would take, I would convince my dad to take me to car dealerships and do test drives because I just wanted to be in cars, and that was
so awesome.
And I would try and convince him to get cars. I would always try and convince different trim levels. We got the first gen Porsche Cayenne.
Big deal.
Baser, white with tan.
Hell yeah.
Big deal.
And that car sucked. But it was
really?
V6 baby.
And it was awesome though. I don't know how I convinced him to get it. It was oh, this is practical because it's an SUV, but it's Porsche, and he would always for some reason believe my my sale. I don't know.
So
I would always try and sell him on why it makes sense, and
just ask him to get you an M5 for your birthday then.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just be convince him. Go for a test drive.
Come buy me. Go buy your 33-year-old son.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Wow.
Maybe for River, but not for me.
Have
that's
her
my
convince
daughter.
him.
So yeah, I mean that car. I think it was already a stretch. And then how much more were the M5s?
Oh, I remember the 535 when it was brand new.
40 something.
No,
right?
no, the 535 was 60 even.
Really?
Wow.
In 08. This is
That's huge
07.
money.
We ordered this in fall of 07.
And that's
LCI.
recession.
Yeah.
Economy's tanking. Thankfully, my dad hadn't lost his job yet. He did end up losing his job.
Oh, my God.
But he had a great car.
An M5 was 85 racks.
Huge.
Wow.
It was
difference.
nuts. And it was so unreliable. It's a race car. And it's it looks, to the untrained eye, it looks exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Not a wide body. My dad got the 550 wheels for it for the summer.
So he was how much more was the 550 than the
550 was probably 68.
Yeah.
With a V8 in it. And the N54 was just rated engine of the year by Road and Track. And then the turbos went at 100K and he sold it.
Well, that's you look at the F10 M5, which was the gen after the E60, and that had the hot V, and those have oil consumption issues.
Yeah, you got to do the turbos, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And 55 life, 193K.
Yeah.
I'd
rather have it, yeah.
My car was at mechanic the other day. I got a coolant leak, Mickey Mouse flange, if you know, you know.
What's that?
It's basically the flange that sends coolant into the head.
Okay.
Started leaking, and apparently those will go if you drive your car improperly at 80, 100K. And Trevor calls me, Trevor Woodward, best mechanic within 150 miles of here, in my opinion. He calls me, he's like, dude, I cannot believe your car has 193,000 miles. I'm like, it's not bad, right? He's like, it's the best one I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, but you drive your car good, and you also warm it up.
It's all about warming up your oil and changing the oil every 3 to 5K.
Yep. Well, that's like, you know,
It's not complicated.
so on like my front, this is bad. You know when the Panigale is like your most reliable form of transportation, like something's going wrong.
Yeah, we say we got problems.
Yeah,
I was wondering why you rolled in on the bike today.
So
Yeah.
so
Where's the Mini? What's
Dude,
happening? Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. I forgot
I
you
haven't
owned
seen
that
the
thing.
Mini in a while.
Yeah.
so for some, like, the control arm randomly came loose, so I'll be like driving down the road, like the wheel is straight, and then I'll like slightly accelerate, and it feels like torque steer.
Antonio is like one of the most conscious and safest for sure drivers. I know.
Till I hit a tree.
Until he hits a tree or a deer or Lindsay.
Oh,
or,
no.
Like,
Lindsay hit you.
Lindsay hit you.
It all started with.
But it's just,
yeah.
it's like Antonio's such a good driver.
Doesn't pick up his phone when he's driving.
Yeah, like
Why,
two
did you try
hands,
to call
9 and
me?
3.
No, you're like, "Oh, sorry, I was
really
driving."
a
I'm
great
like-
driver, and it's like the worst luck.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so like, yes, my first Mini got rear-ended at the end of the Newport Bridge by one of our coworkers.
Shout out, Lindsay.
She listens to this podcast. Lindsay, I'm sorry. It just, you know, sometimes it happens.
You hit him. Like, I don't know what to, like, he didn't hit you.
The
Like,
best, honestly, like,
that was great. So I'm coming down the bridge. Sorry to cut you off. I'm coming
you're
down.
good, you're good.
Da-da-da-da-da. I see red Mini. I'm like, looks like Antonio. Then I see red Jeep, and I'm like, we got a fucking problem.
We got a problem.
Dude,
And I'm like, what's going on?
your reaction.
I was like this.
Your reaction was priceless because we're both. So what happened was, two cars in front of me. This was when the Newport Bridge had the Easy Pass express lane before they like did the new one. So there's like barriers on both sides. So
One lane.
Yeah, one lane. Two cars in front of me comes to a complete stop. That's 45-mile-an-hour road. People are really doing 60 at that point. Complete stop in front of me. Car in front of me comes to a complete stop. I come to a complete stop. Lindsay is behind me in the Jeep, and she's coming, and I'm like, oh my God, like, she's not going to slow down in time. I know she's going to, and this was all within seconds, and she smacks me, and I go into the car in front of me. I was fine. Like, we were all fine. There was no problems. Car was totaled. That's another story. So we're like waiting on the side of the.
How long after the accident did I roll through?
Oh, it was probably 5 minutes.
5
It
minutes.
was very
yeah.
fresh.
So I'm coming through like, dang, there's traffic, and I'm like,
Did you pull over?
no, I was chilling. Like, I did the wrong thing. They pulled off to the left in a one lane with like like kind of a bolster, and I'm chilling, like going like 5 miles an hour, and the same thing could have happened behind me.
dude.
I was like, yo, are you good? And the guy's like, let's go.
Yeah, the guy was pissed at Ben.
I'm like, I'm checking on my friend.
Dude.
Wait a minute.
He comes down, he sees Lindsay's Jeep, and he's like, and then he sees that she hit me, and he's like,
It was like
was
out of a cartoon. It was like,
honestly, the whole thing was worth it just for that reaction.
That's funny.
it was
So then I got my
worst luck.
my new Mini, and then I smacked a deer, which was horrible, and then, you know, the first Boxster, we all know.
Yeah, we all know.
Hydroplaned into a tree.
Tree one.
The tree
Yeah.
won. So
still getting back to that tree,
So
but-
back to the Mini. You'll be just like driving it down the road, and then you'll slightly accelerate, and then you'll just feel the car like shift like in the lane.
That's fine, dude.
It's really not. So
Yeah.
it's a control arm.
You drive my Yukon. You know what you're fine.
It's like, yeah, no, it's fine, but like, so I'm not really driving it because of the whole control arm thing.
Not yet.
And then today the Boxster needed an alignment, but the last couple days, because it's been warm, I've been riding my bike, and then so I rode it. So today I dropped my Boxster off for an alignment. It's all good.
Shout out Jarrett.
Jarrett at Revenant Motorsports. We love Jarrett. So doing an alignment. He's replacing the fuel sender on that car because the gas gauge doesn't work.
Wait, so
So I'll finally have a working gas
wait.
gauge.
The fuel what?
Fuel sender.
Dude, so you're gonna be sending it?
Sure, I'll be sending
That's
it.
funny.
So yeah,
Nice.
so the motorcycle is
That's great.
Is the most reliable form of transportation.
That's great.
Okay.
So a lot going on. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
We started talking about the Concours, then we started
That's
talking about
good.
cars.
We went on a nice tangent.
Dude,
I liked it.
We love cars. What's going on in your world besides like, you know?
In my world, I'm still single. Oh, about cars?
We're
Dude.
going to
Dude, all three? Oh no,
we're
just
going to
you and I now.
Williamsburg.
Dude, come on.
Come on,
Please,
dude.
just
What's
one.
there to
I'm
knuckle
just going to
about?
talk to myself. So we're going to
Now
Yeah.
you know how I feel.
Hold on. They're going down to like one of the best weeks of the year.
yeah, we're going on
Audrain
one of our
Motorsport's having a-
motorsport driving tours next week. We just loaded the trucks. Antonio and I are going to be heading down to Williamsburg because we're doing one of our driving tours.
And Steve.
Oh, and Steve.
Shout out Steve.
He's over there.
Behind the camera. Shout out Steve.
So we got a lot of great people headed down, some incredible driving roads.
Some of the best roads. If you don't know, that area of the country has the best roads
Oh,
in
it's
the
going to be
country.
fabulous. I'm looking forward to it.
About
And we're going to be...
California.
No, I think
Really?
it's better. Yep, I
Interesting.
think it's better.
Okay, I've never been, so I'm excited.
The Appalachian Mountains. It's the best.
So, fabulous roads, really good food, good people.
Great tour stops, too.
And we're going to be coming out with our calendar of events for motorsport probably in the next couple of weeks, and we're planning on doing a number of these tours next year. So
definitely come and join us.
We'll be posting that. So these tours are really incredible, and we're doing local tours too. So if, obviously for those who can't travel and
post Cars and Coffee and stuff.
Yep.
You come to Cars and Coffee. Like last summer, we did a couple of them. One that was really fun was the Ernie Bach tour. We got to go. Go to Cars and Coffee and then check out his...
Went up to Len Warden.
Yeah.
Len Warden.
I didn't go
to the Len Warden tour.
Len Warden was really cool.
How was that? I heard that one was really good.
A lot of cool cars. A lot of Jaguars, a lot of muscle cars. Just
good
Len
people.
Warden,
Nice.
good guy.
And what else we have?
Hey, so welcome back to... No, just imagine if I just restarted it.
I would be so looped.
Well, yeah, so I think
what else is going on? Well, I'm going to Las Vegas in 3 weeks.
That's right.
Dude, the city of sin. What's going on there?
Yeah, we're taking our 1963 Porsche
64,
Carrera 2.
but close.
That's what I said.
I heard 64.
That's what I said. And
Damn.
our 36 Bugatti Ventoux to the Win Concours.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That'll be fun.
That'll be dope. So November 11th to 12th, the week before F1. So me and Nick Waller have 2 sightseeing things. The Sphere.
You got
and
the track.
The track.
Yeah. They spent so much money on that
What's going to be
incredible.
from like a logistical standpoint
nuts.
to set that up is absolutely
They must have dumped $1 billion into it.
Well, they're going to get it back with the ticket
I know,
prices.
I'm just saying, but
Are
it's
they expensive?
Oh my God.
expensive.
If
Do you hear what they're doing with the hotels?
No.
So there are certain hotels that have rooms and areas that
You can view.
But they mapped out all of them and basically said to the hotels, if you don't pay us, basically so that those rooms can see, we're going to block the hotel. They're putting up big blockades. So the hotel cannot have direct viewing of the race. So a lot of them are being forced to pay up crazy amounts of money going into this.
Yeah. When's the race?
It's like the weekend of the 18th and 19th
of
November.
What, November? Yeah.
November.
So a month from today.
Yeah, literally.
I hope it makes for some good racing, and I hope it's not just like Max Verstappen gets to the front and then disappears, because I hate Max Verstappen.
Team Red Bull. I got a hat now. Shout out Bob Jett.
Yes, you do have.
I don't watch F1, so that's like the closest.
I don't know.
I'm getting
F1.
sick of the Max Verstappen
Why
domination.
is he that good?
I just don't like him.
He's nice with it.
Is he a good driver? I don't know.
Oh, he's an incredible driver. He doesn't excite me. Like he doesn't.
He's tickle your fancy.
He doesn't tickle my.
He's not an Italian Ferrari obnoxious guy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not really like a Ferrari guy. I grew up.
What does he drive like on the road, Max Verstappen? Like what kind of cars does he
Honda
have?
Civic.
So it's funny you say that. He was driving. What's the crazy supercar he was driving? Sam.
Valkyrie.
Yes.
Is a Valkyrie?
He was driving a Valkyrie, and there's a video that his friend took while he was driving, and like it must have been Switzerland or one of those. Like he's speeding in the video, he's over the speed limit, and then he like touches the screen to like change the music or whatever, and he got hit with like a crazy fine because of that.
Nice.
Like
From F1?
No, I think from like whatever
Americans
government.
could never comprehend.
Oh my God. Well, it's like you look at like point of view videos that people post, and like they're speeding, and like they never get in trouble. It's interesting to see like
they're much stricter over there.
Here
it's like
stricter.
you could eat a couple corn glizzies and like drive down the road, no problem.
Yeah, as long as you just are nice to the cop.
Right.
Well, that's like car YouTuber Cars with Luke. He's based out of Switzerland, and you'd like him because it's all Porsche, and you'd like him because it's all Porsche.
I'm a Beamer guy who happens to own a
He does
Porsche.
drive BMWs on it. But all of his videos, like the premise of it is that he leaves his house, he'll do like an Alp pass through Switzerland,
Oh.
and then he'll end it at a coffee shop, and his like video quality and everything is amazing. But he's
That's
always
dope.
talking about how careful he has to be with driving these cars in Switzerland, and how like he'll do a couple pulls, but then he immediately slows down. He never shows the speedometer because he doesn't want to get in trouble with it.
Well, they watch the videos. That's
yeah, 100%.
it's
They
nuts.
definitely do.
It's
They definitely do. So
That's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy.
damn, that's crazy.
It's wild. Anyway,
Anyways,
Great job, guys.
yeah, great job.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode.
It's good to be back.
I didn't fall for it this time.
You're getting-
Sean
yeah.
will do it. Dude, you guys are so mean to me.
what are we talking
No,
about?
you're the boy.
You're the man.
No, yeah, I don't trust you. You're
All
never
right.
gonna fist bump me ever again.
I love you.
But we hope you enjoy. I love you too, bro. Hope you enjoyed this video, or if you're listening,
Good to be back.
yeah,
huh?
we're back.
Be
Come
sure
on,
to
the
download.
boys are
We
busting.
got a lot more to come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more to come. We have an exciting 24 coming up, and you know, we really love doing this. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll catch you in the next one.